On tonight's show, the team of the 70s.
We were just an unbelievable club side.
The game of the 70s.
Had everything. He had good football, had goals, had the passion.
And the goal of the 70s.
I thought, what a player, what a goal. It was simply unbelievable.
There's music from The Pretenders and Earth, Wind and Fire on the Rock and Goal years.
Understand my natural emotions. You make me feel I'm hurt and I'm hurt. If I start a commotion, I run the risk of losing you, and that's worse. Ever fall in love with someone? Ever fall in love with someone? Ever fall in love with someone you should have fallen in love with? Much of the future, unless we find out who's to blame. What a shame. And we can't run as further much longer, unless we realize it's really all the same. Ever fall in love with someone? Ever fall in love with someone? Ever fall in love with someone you shouldn't fall in love with?
Good afternoon. This week, the Anfield gates were closed 40 minutes before the kick-off, with more than 50,000 fans inside and thousands more turned away disappointed.
When Spurs came to Anfield in September '78, their two new Argentinian imports are Diaz and Villa were the star attractions, but the team was taken apart in spectacular fashion.
As the Idealists were playing, and Ricky Villa, they had a very good team, and we pulverised them. We played probably the best football, certainly I've been involved in, and probably never bettered. It was just incredible. Everything we done was the right thing.
Ray Kennedy. Case. Miss hit, but it's found Dalglish and he turns and scores. Dermott put in by Highway. And the chest down by Perriman dropped nicely for Dalglish, and now Kennedy. And Souness, can he turn on it? Pulled it back for Case. Dalglish! McDermott. Kennedy at the far post, and in it goes. Moulson on for McDermott. Ray Kennedy in the middle, the ball with Dalglish, and now Johnson, Souness. Dalglish did well to turn on the shot. Johnson, 4-0. And now here's Dalglish put away by Ray Kennedy. Dalglish for Johnson, number 5. Now Highway. Can he get in on the scoring? Penalty! Neil, it's to be then. And in it goes. And Johnson the ball into acres of empty space for Highway. And Highway, a brilliant crossback.
It's just one of them days where everything went right. But we were so good. We had so many good players in the team. And even the players that were in the team, you know, it would have been in any other team apart from Liverpool. And it was just a fabulous feeling to be part of probably the best club side that's ever been, really, I would say.
You remember when it first started, September, love was changing the minds of prisoner while chasing the clouds away. Heart ringing in the key that it soothes and singing as we dance in the night. Remember how we knew love was here to stay. Let me hear you sing it. Hey.
in the league, Liverpool weren't having things all their own way. Under manager Gordon Lee, Everton didn't lose a game before February. The previous season, Bob Latchford had become the first Everton player since Dixie Dean to score 30 in a season.
Everything just went in that season. And I think what you have to realise, obviously, goal scoring throughout that period of the 70s was very tough. It was difficult. You had a lot of very good teams, very good players, defensive players, and not many people were scoring a lot of goals.
In 78-79, Latchford joined an England team sprinkled with Northwest players.
Neil for England, played wide now for Coppell. Interesting cross towards the far post. Keegan shoved off the ball unceremoniously. There was McCreary by Curry. Here's Peter Barnes doing the thing that Jack Charlton likes him to do. A lovely little flick though for Keegan, and a good cross by Keegan to the far side, and the header coming in, and it's there by Latchford. Watson's there, and another one. 3-0. Corner coming in, Keegan's backward header, Latchford again!
2 goals for England, but Latchford was pipped as Everton's top scorer this time round by Andy King.
I came up to a city that was football mad. I was football mad myself. I wanted to play football, and I entertained people.
Lyons is there too, and so is King. King! Goalkeeper got a fist to it, and Eddie Gray turns it back to him. Hart, another good header. Oh, well, he's won that ball. Eddie Gray, past right, who made the challenge a bit early. Played on nicely for Hawley to shoot, and he'll score. Beautiful goal. Latchford, Lyons, King. Oh, what a superb save by Harvey again. And now here's Pejic. Flipped across, and another marvellous save from Harvey, from Latchford. Lyons jumping well at the far post. Punch by Harvey didn't take it far. Can Thomas find an angle for a shot? Off the line by Curry. Dobson. Over he goes. Harvey taking the far post as Ross shapes up to take the free kick. And he got it in!
Too many draws would dash Everton's title hopes. For Manchester United, the championship was never really on, but they did have the honour of taking part in one of the matches of the 1970s.
And Regis lets the shot go!
Coming up in 60 seconds' time. United had Gary Bailey in goal and Andy Ritchie up front. West Brom had Robson, Cunningham and Regis.
Had everything. He had good football, had goals, had the passion. Freezing cold. It was the middle of winter, I think. It was good fun. It was new for me. And for me personally, it was probably the best game I've ever played in.
Queen on the line. So too is Ritchie, and it's not easy for Godden now as McElroy prepares to swing it in. Booing of the black players, played off there, or replayed by Tony Brown. Tony Brown turning up in the penalty area and putting it away with real economy. Cunningham being booed there, but unperturbed, playing the ball in, and Brown turning it, first time, into the corner, 1-1.
At West Brom, we had 3 black guys playing in the side, which was quite radical at the time. Myself, Laurie Cunningham and Brendan Batson. And I think going around the country with 3 black guys in the top flight obviously attracted a lot of abuse. And for 3 or 4 years, we got a lot of abuse with letters and name calling, bananas, that sort of stuff. But it was important for us to use that sort of negativity and use it positively and say, right, I'm going to show you how well I can play.
Cunningham again. Past Koppel, past McCreary. Regis wanting one chipped in. No, it's played in low for him. Back heel for Cantello. What a magnificent goal! What a great goal! Over it comes towards McQueen. So it's now 2-2. In a little bit of trouble here. McElroy, good change of feet, and a great goal! What a good goal again! Robson. Statham. Cantello's header on, and Tony Brown has scored. That's a neat little header from Regis for Cunningham, and if he keeps his head, he'll score. So it's 4-3. Cunningham letting the ball beat Houston, and he's away again to show that pace and grace and control. Just a nicely weighted little pass for Ali Brown, who's turned inside Brian Greenoff. On for Regis. Oh, what a goal! That's the final whistle at the end of a really superb game of football, full of goals and full of great goals.
After the break, more drama for United, this time at Wembley, with the goal of the 70s, and Barry from Brookside salutes this season's sexiest player. But just who is he?
We asked you here on kick-off to join in our competition to find the heartthrob of the game in any 4 division. We wanted just the players from the clubs in the Northwest. So here's the sexy 6 of them that you voted the best.
Kick-Off's contest to find the season's sexiest player saw the votes pour in for all Northwest Dreamboats. In the end, though, it was a 2-horse race.
The girls who live in Bolton say they don't have to think twice about who their favourite heartthrob is. It's Big Sam Allardyce. He's certainly their favourite, they agree there's no one better, and 16 of them proved it's right by sending in this letter. It falls on me to tell you now which player is the winner. At shooting straight and marksmanship, Dalglish is no beginner. He could have been a film star, it's agreed that Kenny is good. He should have been a film star, Scotland's answer to Clint Eastwood.
The choice of Dalglish as heartthrob in a decade not noted for its irony was just the icing on the cake for this season's Player of the Year and football's Mr. Modesty.
Being voted Player of the Year is a great honour individually. The success you get as a player is best with the team.
And Dalglish is in the clear, and Dalglish slots in a super little goal. Oh, so easy.
He was an individual, a great individual, but also he was a great individual within the team, you know, and he inspired everybody around him. I mean, I'm sure Ian Rush, who's out there training now, will be the first to tell you that he was, you know, a great player to play with and a great player to watch, but also he was a team player as well. He never took all the glory for himself.
Although the forwards and the people that are scoring goals are getting the credit, Ray Clemens has only lost 4 goals, and the rest of the defence are playing great as well.
Well, I think humility is a great thing to have in a person, isn't it? And especially if you are a great man and a great player, I think that's got to rub off on everyone around you. And I think that contributed to the way Liverpool run as a football club. You can see now with like Roy, they're getting back to the old adage of, you know, like just working for Liverpool Football Club. No one's bigger than the club. And I think Kenny had that inbred into him. I mean, when Souness came, it was a totally different team. It was run on different ideals, and he had a different way of doing things. And I think the Liverpool way that Shankly, you know, made has always been the right way for Liverpool.
goal for Dalglish. He's got a second chance because Harris's clearance was a bad one, and he's curled it in! And here's Dalglish.
I think for keeping his nerve and whatever, the goal he scored against Bruges in the European Cup final was just, you know, nip. And I love to jump over the... because he didn't, like, jump right over the barrier after he scored. He just kind of nipped over it, you know. I enjoyed that immensely.
Well, the big news for Manchester City fans this evening is that Kazimierz Dana makes his home debut against Ipswich Town tomorrow. The former Polish World Cup star only registered with the Football League yesterday after flying in from Poland on Wednesday.
This week, the Danas sampled the bright lights of the West. A crowded 72 hours in Manchester included a quick shopping expedition. Mariola's eye was immediately caught by the cosmetics display.
No.
The main item on the shopping list was a present to take home to their son Norbert. In the end, there was an obvious choice for father and son, a sky blue tracksuit. Good turn. And a nice ball back. Kidd! Goalkeeper saved it!
Back in the league, it was a so-so season for City and a tough one too for Bolton.
Hartford. Shannon, 1-0. Well, Mike Shannon has earned that one. Owen. In the middle, Kidd. That's a foul, and it's a penalty. A chance to put City 2 ahead here. And just gets it under McDonough's dive. Now Greaves. Worthington.
Results like that made it a worrying first season back for Bolton.
Got a few more grey hairs, mustn't have. I'm getting like the gaffer.
But goals like that made Frank Worthington an instant hit.
He was well liked down here. The crowd just idolised him. He was a cult figure down here. Brilliant.
I am impressed by style and class, you know, and if I've got a little bit of that, then I'm happy.
In a struggling side, Frank ended up the First Division's top scorer. He scored 26, but it was the 25th that entered footballing folklore.
The goal of the century.
My coffee went up in the air.
Bang, what a goal, what a finish. And in Brazil, they'll still be talking about that yet. Never mind Juninho.
And I was just in that stand there, and I thought, what a player, what a goal. And it was simply unbelievable.
It was a goal of such grace and artistry that the tape on which it was originally recorded is now a museum piece. Football fans come from all corners of the globe to pay homage and reflect on the beauty of the game.
What a beautiful Worthington goal!
Terry Butcher was fooled by it. The referee applauded it, and the ball boy was so impressed by it, he became a footballer too.
I can't remember how it came about. I remember Worthy picking up on the edge of the box though, and his back was against the goals.
I was moving away from goal, I remember, just outside the penalty box, and I juggled it onto my left foot 2 or 3 times.
And all of a sudden just flicked it over his head and over the defenders' heads.
I kept my eye on the ball and it's dropped down and I struck, a lovely volley right in the far corner of Ipswich's net. I think it's past Paul Cooper, the goalkeeper. I don't think you'll see another goal like that. That was something out of the textbooks. And as I went to acknowledge the delight, the Bolton fans over there, who were very, very special to me, I must say that. It was a lovely goal, tremendous moment. And as I came out the camera, I just actually went back to Terry Butcher, and I pointed to the main stand and I said, Terry, you'd have got a much better view of that over there.
Spurs were finally put out of their misery by a United side heading toward Wembley. Jimmy Greenough saw off Liverpool in the semi-final replay. They consoled themselves by taking the championship with 68 points, a record for the days of 2 for a win and just 16 goals conceded. At Wembley, United were quickly in trouble.
Price going right in there and turning it back, and a goal! Here's Brady. It's going all the way. Can he find the shot or the cross? There's the little cross coming in, and that's number 2 by Stapleton.
But that merely set the scene for an extraordinary last 4 minutes.
2-0 down, and hope now is fast fading for them as Koppel lifts that free kick in there again. It'll come all the way through to Jordan, turning it back in there again, and a goal! And it's given! And suddenly, United are back in the game with 4 minutes left, and who knows what might be produced in those 4 minutes. But here's Koppel, and there's McElroy getting in there. Can he finish it off? Yes, he can! 2 goals in a minute, and suddenly United are back in it. Well, look at that picture, that tells it all.
Delighted for them. They've earned it since 3 o'clock. They put themselves back in with a shout.
Well, Sammy McElroy, what an amazing turnabout. And the scenes on the 2 benches, well, I've never known. The despair on the face of Don Howe and Terry Neal. But wait a moment, it's there by Sunderland, and they're back in the lead again, and they're off the bench once more. What an amazing cup final. Header, Gowling under it. Worthington now from Gowling's header, and Worthington